Okay, I'm going to do a quick overview on what we use ashwagandha for and kind of a little review for people who haven't used it and what all of the good things that ashwagandha can do. So, ashwagandha, if you didn't know, is a adaptogenic herb, and that's its primary use, at least in our office. But it also has anti-inflammatory effects, antioxidant effects, and it has some GABA modulation. I'm not totally sure on the mechanism, but there's some studies that show that it improves GABA levels. I think primarily it would probably have something to do with the fact that it's an adaptogen. So I kind of have it over here on the side. So let's talk about each individually. We'll start with the big reason that I usually put somebody on an adaptogenic herb. First, define an adaptogen. Whether your adrenal glands are pumping rapidly and you are super stressed out, you're anxious, you can't sleep at night, or you are pumping no stress hormones and you have true adrenal fatigue, you're very lethargic in the morning, maybe you have adrenal dysregulation and you have low stress hormone production in the morning and you have excess at night. So the nice thing about adaptogens are whether you have an excess, it'll bring it down, or if you have too little, it'll bring it up. So it's nice. It's a pretty safe herb to take, as long as you don't go crazy in doses. I've never had any issues. So in the cases of driving the adrenals, that would increase stress hormones, obviously, and improve energy. If you're relaxing the adrenal glands, you're decreasing stress hormones. Of course, anytime you decrease stress hormones, you're improving parasympathetic tone. If you are, it's the old lion and the zebra story of zebras in the middle of the Sahara, and it sees a lion. It's going to freak out. It's going to put all of its resources away from its organs, away from digestion. It's not going to care anything about its mood. Blood pressure is going to go up. So when you decrease stress hormones, you are going to potentially be improving sleep, digestion, mood. That's kind of where the GABA thing comes in. So it's very relaxing. It can actually improve thyroid function because stress hormones will downregulate your thyroid if you didn't know that. But it also has some other mechanisms that it may be impacting the thyroid as well. Sex hormones, when you decrease the production of stress hormones, you're getting rid of one of the hormones that are actually inhibiting the production of luteinizing hormone, and of course luteinizing hormone will drive progesterone, testosterone. So sometimes males who have low test issues or females who have low progesterone issues, they have pregnenolone steal, whether you're male or female. Your body's making more cortisol in lieu of progesterone and testosterone. Luteinizing hormone not only helps drive those two, but it also drives dopamine, which is my favorite neurotransmitter of all time. That is your motivation, your drive, your libido. So I've got videos on dopamine, so I'm not going to go crazy into that, but that's how it could be affecting all of these things. When people list out all of these beneficial aspects of a supplement, or particularly an herb, this is why. These are basic physiologic reasons why it may be impacting and improving symptoms in all of these different areas. So as an anti-inflammatory herb, if it's reducing inflammation, it's the studies that I'm familiar with, it's reducing NF-kappa B. NF-kappa B, if you didn't know, is associated with driving autoimmunity. Anytime you have a immune system that's out of control, NF-kappa B could be a potential offender. So this is where it's been shown to help improve with autoimmune conditions, pain reduction. Anytime you reduce inflammation, particularly NF-kappa B, that could be improving memory and cognition, we'll see as well as it can act as an antioxidant. Studies have shown that it's improved levels of superoxide dismutase and glutathione, two of the most, I mean, between those two, that they're having huge impactful levels on your antioxidant status, your oxidative status. You know, when you're improving your antioxidant status, it can literally affect thousands of things. So I'm not going to list them all out, but potentially could also be why it has a improved impact on your thyroid. So if you have a hypothyroid patient and they get better with improved levels of glutathione, it could be because of the decreased amounts of stress hormones, or it could have some other impact on thyroid, and that's why it helps improve it. We have all these observations, and now we at least have some clinical reasons, or physiologic reasons, I should say, of why you see those clinical presentations. So glutathione also important with phase 1 detoxification in the liver. So it literally reduces everything. It's that first phase of the funnel with the detoxification in the liver. Everything has to go through phase 1, phase 2 conjugation, and glutathione is very active in that. So you can't have enough glutathione, that's for sure. And then immune balancing. Glutathione, if you didn't know, supports T cell regulation, and that also is pretty important when you have autoimmunity. So there's quite a few reasons why it may be impacting all these different systems, I should say. But primarily, anytime we see a stress hormone issue, it's going to be a helpful thing to introduce an adaptogen. And ashwagandha is probably the most common one that we'll see. So if you're having any of these particular symptoms, it may be worth a go for you to try it. I don't mean to make it sound like it's a miracle herb and that everybody should be taking it, but I do love this herb, and I've seen a lot of great results with it. I kind of have here root issues as well, to kind of remind myself to say that while it may be helping with all of these things, there's something that's typically driving oxidative stress. There's something driving inflammation. There's something driving stress hormone production. So it's important to look and address those root issues and not just use ashwagandha as a crutch. In the case of significant levels of symptoms, which is everybody that I see, we use it a lot. So if you have any questions on ashwagandha, or if you have a recommendation of a certain herb or vitamin mineral that I should cover, and just leave that in the comment section below. Otherwise, you can email me directly if you have a personal question, docdoc@drtoddanderson.com, and that'll cover it for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks.